and on around the country. It's a good college football Saturday. Usually the second week's not as good, but this one has some really good football games, but it's headlined by Auburn-Clemson, and we'll talk about Auburn-Clemson in the second hour a good bit. But high school football took center stage again last night, week 3. I know it's hard to – it's actually week 2, but it's 3 weeks into the season because of that week 0. And we'll talk a lot about the games in our areas. Again, we want to thank all of you for listening and up in Anniston, Alabama, in that area of the state on Thunder 92, obviously 97.5. Down here in the Lake Martin area, over in Auburn, Opelika. Thank you for listening over there. So we're expanding our program all throughout the state of Alabama. We'll be breaking down scores, some big games, speaking of the Auburn, Opelika area over there last night. And we'll break those down. But we'll start here, Wes, in this area. And we're going to go through scores now. Last night, the scoreboard show, Luke and JJ, went down every single score in the state of Alabama, talked about some of the big games. Man, there's some players out there that stand out, some top prospects in the state. One of the things that stands out that Luke and I talked about, Wes, is the junior class of quarterbacks in this state. I mean, there's some good seniors, now don't get me wrong, but there's some juniors out there that are phenomenal. Bo Nix and Paul Tyson, namely, along with a few others. But those two guys right there, they lead the charge, man.
Yeah, I think maybe last week I heard Luke say, Auburn, Alabama, pretty set when it comes to quarterbacks in this state.
That's
and
right.
I know I've heard you and Randy talk about it on Friday nights up there doing Ben Russell games, and they kind of sound like they're the real deal.
They are the real deal, and we'll talk about the scores that come down. But Paul Tyson is just a phenomenal player, and Bo Nix may be one of the best overall athletic quarterbacks that can really throw it and run that we've seen in quite a long time. So most of you out there know who that is. That's the son of Pat Nix that played at Auburn. Paul Tyson, who is he? Think of the word Paul. Who do you think of in this state? Paul Bear Bryant. Well, guess what? It's his grandson. So that's some pretty good bloodlines there. 6'4", 208 pounds, and I watched a clinic that he put on against Pell City a couple weeks ago. He's just a phenomenal player, and here's the thing: this day and age. Now, Paul Tyson, obviously, with lineage like that, Bo Nix with lineage like he's got. Yeah. You would think legacies that they're shoe-ins. But, man, this day and age with recruiting, that's not the case anymore. Kids look around. Other prospects dictate what they do. They're not just going to go to a school because a la Granddaddy was Bear Bryant. Sometimes that might be a push away. The pressure. Mm-hmm. Hey, that's Bear Bryant's grandson. That's Bear Bryant's grandson. You just hear that over and over. Maybe he doesn't want to hear that the rest of his career, and he wants to go make a name for himself. Yep. Bo Nix, that's Pat Nix's son. He came in the Iron Bowl 93 and threw that pass. 94, he threw that pass against Florida. Maybe he wants to go somewhere. You don't know, because they have all these other schools recruiting them. And like with Alabama, for instance, Tua Tagovailoa's brother's a junior. Yeah. He's up there at Thompson. Tua Tagovailoa's at Alabama right now. How many quarterbacks do you want to go up there and compete with? Maybe you want to go and kind of set a standard somewhere else and maybe not have to deal with that.
Yeah, well, I mean, everyone likes to build their own legacy. And in today's age, no one wants to, especially at the quarterback position, everyone wants to try to go in and play early.
That's right.
Well, I mean, if you got a young, really talented player right in front of you, they may tend to look somewhere else where they can go make a name for themselves right off the bat.
That's right. I think fans, and used to, I think 20 years ago or further, maybe Bo Nix would be a shoe-in to Auburn and Paul Tyson a shoe-in to Alabama, and they still may be.
Yeah.
But I think this day and age, when you got Bo Nix with Ohio State and Florida and Clemson and Auburn and everybody vying, he's going to take his visits. He's going to look around. Yeah. And if Malik Willis is the up-and-comer at Auburn, and Auburn's got – how many quarterbacks are signing? They got Joey Gatewood. They've got who's the other kid?
Going after a big 5-star Justin Fields.
Justin Fields. Yeah. I mean, if those guys commit and come on and sign, I mean, are you going to jump on in? I mean, yes, you would love to have Bo Nix, but you'd also love to have Justin Fields. You'd love to get Joey Gatewood. You'd love for Malik Willis to be the next Nick Marshall. You know, that's what you hope for. Plus, you know, heck, Jarrett Stidham's still there too. So I mean, there's a lot that's in play there, and it's too far down the line. And I'm gonna say this, and hope don't make any Alabama fans mad, but it's the truth. Nick Saban don't care that that's Bear Bryant's grandson. Doesn't matter to him. You know, he's the one that came in right out of the gate. I think one of the first meetings he said, look, you know, I understand Bear Bryant, you know, is an important figure and did a lot, but, you know, this is a new day, and we're going to turn Alabama football back to where he had it. Yeah. And he, you know, he made his statement. He's going to do things his way. If there's a guy he feels like fits his system better and is a better quarterback, he's going to offer him. And Nick Saban, my point is, he didn't feel pressure to do anything. He doesn't have to.
He's probably about the only Alabama coach out there that could probably get away with something like that.
That's exactly right.
I mean, and then there's a reason why he's the best in the business, and one of the reasons why is he does what he feels is best for his program. He doesn't give any favors. You know, he's going to do what he thinks the best, and there's a reason why he is the best.
That's exactly right. Well, again, don't feel pressure from anybody. He runs. There's nobody just going to tell him what to do.
Exactly.
No city official, no anybody, no university official. But I thought that we'll talk about some of his comments this past week. He was asked if he was worth $11 million.
Saw that.
I mean, what do you say when you know? And you know, I genuinely think that his answer was right. I think obviously his success has predicated or warranted him getting the money he gets, Wes. But you know, I really don't think he does it for the money. I think maybe now, I mean, that's been him being a good football coach has allowed him to make a lot of money. But I think he was right. He said, man, look, I used to do this for, you know, $5,000 and GA, and I didn't go into coaching thinking I was going to make millions. I mean, he didn't know. I don't think he knew at the time where he'd end up in coaching. I mean, a lot of times guys don't see where they're going with something. And a lot of times you enter a career and 2 years later you're out of it doing something else. So, but that's all he knew. It's what he loved. And that's just, you know, Nick Saban's a proof of a guy that if you're really passionate about what you like to do and really just dive into it head first, the money doesn't matter. You're doing it because you love to do it. You wake up, it's in your blood. And then, look, if you do a good job, the money follows. I tell college kids that all the time when I go out and recruit with. They're like, look, you know, don't chase money. You know, go out and actually be involved in a career, choose a career you're passionate about, and the money will follow the career. Yeah. You know, the money will take care of itself if you're doing a really good job. Just getting started here on Saturday Sports Countdown. We'd love to hear from you, 256-234-6221 out there if you're up early, out here and about. I know a lot of you out moving around. Some of you may be getting up this morning, heading over to Clemson, heading out. I mean, it's only a 4-hour ride. Hurricane Irma continues to strengthen. I think it just downgraded to 4 again, but they're expecting it to re-energize again to 5 before it hits and goes up the west coast of Florida. So we'll keep eye on that. And the reason I said that is it was headed toward South Carolina more. Now it's shifted more toward us over the next couple of days, which I had a strong feeling that was going to happen. So, but we're just getting started. When we come back here on the Saturday Sports Countdown, we will break down and go through some of the scores from around the state of Alabama, highlight some of these games and some of the superlatives here in the first hour of the program, or first 30 to 45 minutes here in the high school blitz segment of the show. Stay tuned. More of the Saturday Sports Countdown brought to you by Sunshine Heating and Air and JR Sports Bar and Grill right after this.
Verdict.
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. At Main Street Family Urgent Care, we want you to know one of the benefits of our clinic. We have a self-pay option that allows you to get the most out of your visit. That means you don't have to worry about receiving a large bill after your visit. $125 covers all in-house labs, stitches, x-rays, or injections, and we have a selection of antibiotics available in the clinic. We want you to feel better fast at Main Street Family Urgent Care, open 7 days a week in Alexander City across the street from Walmart. Heal better, feel better fast.
Okay, so the new Ford F-150 with its high-strength military-grade aluminum alloy body just blew the doors off the competition. Now it's time to blow their tailgates off, too, by adding the new, more powerful next-generation 3.5-liter EcoBoost engine and an all-new 10-speed transmission, cranking out more power and acceleration, more efficiency at the pump, and the most torque of any half-ton pickup. This is the Ford F-150. Boom.
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
Ready to put some fun in your life? Whether it's Central or East Alabama, North Alabama, West Georgia, or wherever you're from, Fun Carts of Opelika is your authorized E-Z-GO cart dealer that has no limits on a perfect E-Z-GO cart. Whether it's a fully customized cart or a stock-made cart, we'll deliver it on time and at the best price. Fun Carts gives you the service after the sale, so no matter if it's hunting, tailgating, motorhoming, fleet rental, or just a better way to get around, Fun Carts of Opelika has it and will customize it to your needs. Visit us in Opelika or call us or visit online for the best E-Z-GO carts. Put a little fun in your life with Fun Carts of Opelika.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Bice Motors in Alexander City. Brian and his crew offer the latest lines of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, as well as the best used inventory around. Guaranteed lowest price. Bice.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill, Sunshine Heating and Air. Want to thank everybody for tuning us in this morning. And Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, not here today, and it's Wes Coleman. And I had to laugh last night. Randy looked. I thought that I was on top of things, and Randy said we need to break that drive down. Yeah. And I was like, I gave you that. I know I gave you that. Okay, in the mix of things, and to just kind of share with everybody, we were down a headset. You know, for the first part of the broadcast. So Michael Foran, our producer over there, was trying to do some surgery on a headset, which he got it. He got it right. Now,
he did a good job.
Heart surgeon, that we'd be alive today. But
that's right.
But Randy had to give you his headset, and I thought, just in the flow of the game, okay, we'll break down the scoring drive. And when I said, I'll go over to Wes Coleman and we'll break his scoring drive down, and I looked up the scoreboard at the same time I did it, and it was a 0, and I went, I don't remember us ever breaking down the drive that didn't result in points.
Missed field goal.
And a missed field goal. So we went. You looked at me and kind of like, well, I can win about 8 plays, but it was a missed field. It's just the fun times of live broadcast. You never know what you're going to get.
That's right.
There's a first time for everything. That was our first drive recap of a non-score.
0 points.
So we might start breaking them all down. That was a 3 and out there. So. But we're going to talk about some scores from throughout the state of Alabama. We'll start in 7A. 7A, the biggest classification in the state. Man, there's some teams that are really separating themselves up in 7A right now. I want to start with the Hoover Mountain Brook score, 31-21. Hoover beats Mountain Brook. Mountain Brook, very talented running back, very talented program. Paul Tyson transferred from Mountain Brook to Hewitt.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He was the quarterback there. Like, I mean, can you imagine? Ooh. I mean, now obviously Hewitt Trussell's loaded with talent, but Mountain Brook, a lot of people felt like this was a chance for Mountain Brook to make a statement. I told Luke, I said, I buy in. I said, but hate to be Mr. Pessimist over here, but I said, I'll believe it when somebody knocks Hoover off. I'm like, I've seen this story numerous times with Spain Park over the years and other teams. Oh, this is going to be the year for Hoover to get knocked off their pedestal in Birmingham. And Mountain Brook had their chance. And once again, Hoover finds a way to always win those games. 31-21. It's not a cut on Mountain Brook, but Hoover always is going to be the top dog until somebody proves otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, Hoover's just a machine. I mean, they have one thing, they got a great coach, kind of going, I guess he's one of the top coaches in this state in the high school, on the high school side. Doesn't Mountain Brook have a talented running back? Is it Joyner?
Yes.
Is that his name?
Yeah, I mean,
Harold Joyner?
Yeah, it's a phenomenal running back.
Big back.
That's what they were talking about, is Harold Joyner having the opportunity to really make a difference in this game, may be the guy that gets them over the hump. Look, I'm not cutting them down. It's a good football game. It's 31-21.
Oh, yeah.
They were there, but it just, and like I told Luke built the game up last week, and I said, look, I buy in. I get it. I hear the hype. But I said, at the end of the day, I'm riding with the Hoover Buccaneers until somebody proves me differently. And look, the next team we're about to talk about is a team that I think can do this, that I think maybe will do this year. They'll have their chance in the playoffs. It's Hewitt Trussville. They beat Gaston City 38-24 last night, and that game was close. Gadsden City was down 28-3. Came back, it was 31-24. Obviously, Hewitt Trussville adds one late to win the game, but Hewitt Trussville has the weapons to stay with the Hoover. They've got the quarterback. They've got 4 running backs. They've got a phenomenal receiver. They've got a great defense. They've got the kind of team that can ride with Hoover. Now, Gaston City knocked Hewitt Trussville off last year in the third round of the playoffs, West, by 1 point. Got the revenge. Shows you a little bit more about Hewitt, where they've gone this year and how much they separated themselves.
Gaston City, they always have athletes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're always loaded with good-time football players, big-time athletes. But I mean, Hewitt Trussville, they have turned it around.
They were 10-0 last year in the regular season. Ended up losing. It was the second round, which is the third round in the 7A,
right?
Because you only have 4 rounds,
right?
And they failed at Gadsden City by 1 point last year. So that was a team that, man, they were undefeated in the regular season and lose by a point in the second round of the playoffs. They felt like the rug had been pulled out from under them.
Yeah.
They're on a mission. I don't see anybody stopping them in the regular season. Can they get back to the point in the playoffs to where they'll have a shot at taking on Hoover? We'll see. 2 Titans up in North Alabama. Look, I get it. Again, not trying to be pessimist. Bob Jones and James Clemens, 2 of the bigger schools in the state. Bob Jones wins 40-14. I can't buy into the North Alabama schools until they do something up there. I mean, we've been riding hype on Bob Jones and all for years, and they've had phenomenal athletes come out of that school, but when it comes down to the rubber meeting the road, they can't seem to get over the hump up there in that area of the state. So we'll see how it plays out coming down the stretch, but a big win for Bob Jones in a rivalry game up there. Spain Park defeats Vestavia 33-14. Homewood, beat Vestavia last week, I think 6-0.
Yeah, I remember. I think you said that last night.
And then so now another loss. Vestavia's starting off, and I think they're down a little bit this year from where they've been. So Vestavia struggling. I know that Thompson defeated Tuscaloosa County pretty handily last night. Don't have that official score on this page that I'm looking at right here, but Thompson, Tua Tagovailoa's younger brother, really showed out last night. I think he had 4 touchdown passes maybe. We'll check, see if we can get some more information on that a little bit later on. again, we just talked about Hoover Mountain Brook. Jeff Davis in Montgomery. I mean, this team just 10 years ago had fallen down into the level of being a joke, the program. It's not anymore. I mean, this Jeff Davis, Sidney Lanier, Carver have the last 3 or 4 years, West Montgomery public school football has been rejuvenated.
Yeah, once upon a time, I think back when my dad was doing a lot of coaching on the high school side.
They were good.
The Montgomery schools were
Jeff Davis and
powerhouses.
Robert E. Lee winning state championships one after another.
Powerhouses. And then when I kind of went through my phase, when I was coaching, I used to be talking to Dad, and we go in there and play one of the Montgomery schools, and
they like chalk up a win.
I mean, it was terrible. It was hard for him to even believe that I was even talking like that. And now they're kind of back on the rise. So it looks like
they beat Smith Station 50-2 last night. I mean,
Smith Station though, man.
Smith Station. Randy was, and last night he said they've been outscored in the first couple games like 150-2. I mean, it's like.
And they always have great athletes. I don't know what's going on.
They're a huge school. They're one of the top
are.
schools as far as size-wise. I don't know what's going on over at Smith Station. Prattville, man, they opened up with a loss to start the season to Wetumpka. But, man, they fired back the last 2 weeks. They beat Enterprise, who's over the last couple of years been a team that's gone pretty deep in the play. They beat them 45-21. So Prattville looks like they might be getting their sea legs and turning the corner. Here was a good one last night. Phoenix City, 34, number 1 team in 7A.
Yeah.
Auburn, 28. Man, Auburn beats Opelika last week, right there neck and neck with Phoenix City. Auburn's been down the last 4 or 5 years. Not anymore. This team right here, you better watch out for Auburn High School this year. They're right there in the mix. They'll probably be favored in every game coming down the stretch now, the rest of the way out. So I'm expecting them to do some bigger things. A couple more scores in 7A before we go to our next break. McGill-Toolen beats Murphy 21-14. McGill's really struggling with points this year. Their defense is still really good. They struggled last year scoring points. I don't know what it is offensively for them, but they are having a tough time. We'll go ahead and take another break. When we come back, we'll continue running scores down from throughout the state of Alabama. Stay tuned. More of the Saturday Sports Countdown coming your way right after this.
Ask what makes it the best 3 Series ever, and we'll tell you it has more advanced suspension and steering, or even more control of the road. And it's near perfectly balanced to put performance first. But ask if we're aware the competition mimics us just to keep up? No comment. The BMW 3 Series.
Visit BMW of Columbus on Whittlesey Boulevard or shop bmwofcolumbus.com.
Homeowners all over Alabama have discovered that when you need your flooring clean, whether it's carpet, upholstery, or any manner of hard surfaces, there's no clean like Peaches and Clean. Serving Auburn, the Chattahoochee Valley, Montgomery, Birmingham, and the Lake Martin area. Call 866-837-6937. 866-837-6937. Or visit peachesandclean.com. Caring for your floor and a whole lot more.
There's no clean like Peaches and Clean.
TPE Power Equipment is now the trusted name for all your mower and power equipment needs. Whether it's our original Tallahassee location or Opelika location on Fredericks Road, we've got East Alabama covered with the best brands of mowers and power equipment from Husqvarna, Toro, Kawasaki, Echo, and Honda. Right now, get commercial strength Husqvarna zero-turn mowers with our fleet program that offers deep discounts, easy finance, and bonus handheld equipment in one solid package. TPE of Opelika and Tallahassee are the new standard of everything power equipment in East Alabama.
Lake Area Realty is Lake Martin's Century 21 real estate company that proudly serves all the Lake Martin area. Rhonda Gaskin and her staff of caring professional realtors offers full sales for buyers and sellers in the area and can even help you with finding rentals or managing your current property. Whether it's your dream lake home, waterfront property, area family home in town, or just a starter home, Lake Area Realty can handle it all and advise you on all your needs. Buying and selling real estate is important to the professionals at Century 21. Lake Area Realty are your friends in real estate. Call or visit lakearearealty.net.
The Lennox iComfort S30 thermostat can sense changes in your environment. It even knows when you come and go. So now your home's most important system is also the smartest.
Farnell Mechanical gives you the smartest home comfort system available. It knows when you're away and adjusts when allergens and humidity get uncomfortable.
Trust Farnell Mechanical to provide perfect air for your family.
What perfect feels like. Lennox.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime at the all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Every new and pre-owned vehicle, just one dime down. Plus credit amnesty. Bring home $350 a week, get up to $30,000 in credit.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime.
10 acres, 1,000 vehicles, just one dime down.
Folks, you've just got to see this place.
The all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Call 800-NEXT-RIDE.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Advanced Heating and Air, your authorized East Central Alabama Train dealer. Call Advanced Heating and Air. You'll be glad you did.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. I want to welcome everybody in. We're running down scores from throughout the state of Alabama. Left off there in 7A. The previous number one team in 6A last night, Ramsey, defeats Shades Valley 22-14. Pinson Valley, that's the story. They beat Minor 48-8 last night. This is a train on a track that's got oil on it. I mean, this thing has no signs of stopping. Bo Nix at Pinson Valley putting up big numbers again. Minor last year, really good football team. I've never heard anything like this. They lost 43 seniors last year.
Minor did.
43
I was about to ask. We saw Minor last year, and I mean, they talk
on a football team, 43 seniors. I mean, that's unbelievable.
That is unbelievable. No wonder they were so good last year.
Yeah, well, they mowed everybody down last year, and that was a team I thought maybe had a chance to win the state championship, and ended up losing in the second round of the playoffs, I think.
Yeah.
But a good football team nonetheless. But this year, Pinson Valley, the road to the state title may have to run through Pinson Valley. Some other scores in 6A that we're looking at here. Austin High School, Asa Martin really another phenomenal night. 165 yards rushing, 49-0 over Decatur. That's a team to watch in the northern side of the bracket. This team's going to be pretty good coming down the stretch to see what Austin High School is going to be able to do. Wes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. Of course, I'm a big Auburn fan, and I've read a lot of really good things about the running back.
Nobody tuning this in, if they turned on, wouldn't be able to tell.
They wouldn't be able to tell.
If you were an Auburn fan.
They wouldn't be able to
tell. The Muscle Shoals Florence game last night is a rivalry. Florence down a little bit. They're trying to get things turned back around. Muscle Shoals, though, with a big win. Scott Baisden continues to do big things there. 47-29 winners there for Muscle Shoals over Florence. Hazel Green last night over Columbia. Hazel Green's a team that's been pretty decent. They won 50-6. So some more scores up in the 6A bracket. I don't have this score, but Oxford defeated Brewer last night pretty handily. But here's another team that went undefeated in the regular season last year that came up a little short in the second round of the playoffs. Oxford. This team's got a two-headed monster back there in the backfield. They're pretty good.
Yeah, region matchup, right, for us.
It was.
Very, very talented team last year. They had that little running back that just absolutely tore us up.
And then they got a transfer from Munford this year that's going to be, I mean, just a very good football player. Yeah. So some more scores in 6A. Hillcrest defeats Northridge 31-0. Wetumpka, man. Here's another team you better watch out for. They are putting up points every single Friday night. 44-22 winners over Chelsea. Chelsea's the next opponent for Benjamin Russell.
Yep.
And we'll talk some local scores here in just a minute. But Wetumpka, man, led by Cavassier Smoke. I mean, what a name, for running back.
You better be good if you got that.
And he is. Yeah. And he lives up to the billing. And they got a really good quarterback, too. The thing about Wetumpka's, they give up a few points. You can score, but you got to keep up with them because they are a machine on offense. Wetumpka, has really been building up to this year. A lot of people had talked about, and you could see this coming last year, had a good football team, but they said this might be their year. Well, it may be in the south part. Down here as they win 44-22. Helena defeats Chilton County 20-0. So Tal Morrison, a good friend of ours over there at Chilton County, takes the head coaching job. He's one of the best offensive line coaches that I've ever been around. It's just tough sledding right now for Chilton County. He took over a program that's down off the last few years, and we'll see. Tal will grind that out and get things turned around. I feel certain about it. Benjamin Russell last night with a big win over Pelham, 35-28. Want to talk about our Wildcats, but I want to talk about the Pelham Panthers. That's a team that's been down in the Birmingham region, but not any longer. That team is great on both sides of the football, and they're well coached. Tom Causey does a phenomenal job. Third year of that program. And you better watch out for them. They got better as the year went on last year. They beat Mortimer Jordan last week. They turned the ball over 4 times against Ben Russell loose by 7. Had a chance to go in and score. Had the ball at the end of the game to try to tie it up. And Benjamin Russell comes up with a pick. But I'm going to tell you, I'm impressed with the Matthew Rye kid at quarterback that's a junior. Impressed with Jewell at linebacker. I can't remember his first name. Ryan, it may have been Ryan Jewell, I believe.
It seemed like he was making every tackle.
I mean, he had to have had 12 tackles.
It's hard for us to keep up with tackles up there in the booth, but every time you look down there, he was making the play on the defensive side of the ball. He was really everywhere.
Benjamin Russell, I'll talk about us for just a minute, 35-28. This team, Wes, shows up, figures out a way to win every week. I mean, this is a team that's going to get better as the year goes on and could really be good next year. I mean, I'm not skipping past this year, but there's a lot. The nucleus of this team's built by sophomores and juniors. I mean, you look down and you got the majority of the backfield sophomores. You got kids like Zay Stowe's making plays on both sides of the ball last night. He's a sophomore. Middle linebacker, Brett Pitts, is a sophomore. Now, you got some really good seniors, Benjamin Hendricks, and you've got David Herron, that are real, true senior leaders, which really make a difference. But you shift on down the line, and you look at a bunch of juniors and sophomores. Landon Cotney, the quarterback, is a junior. Big-time player, gets better and better every week, almost every play, and can really throw it around. And I believe you said he was 8 of 11 last night throwing the football. I mean, I like Benjamin Russell, man. Of course, we like Benjamin Russell because we're the network for them. But, I mean, we took our lumps last year. I mean, when we call it like it is. We're down, we're down. This team right here is going to be somebody to be reckoned with coming down the stretch. Got Chelsea next week. Benjamin Russell could easily be looking at getting off to a 3-0 start, but we'll talk about it. We'll come back. We'll talk about some more scores. We're up against another break. Stay tuned. More of the Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR's Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air right after this.
If you've been putting off that new heating and air unit in your home because of the upfront expenses, Williams Plumbing of Alexander City now has primary financing from Synchrony and can now install brand new heating and cooling systems with 0 down, longer terms, and a competitive rate. Call Williams Plumbing at 256-329-8488 and get a free quote and terms and upgrade up to $35,000 in work with approved credit. Williams Plumbing stands behind their work with on-time affordable service for all your heating and air needs, as well as plumbing for 0 down financing and great service. Williams Plumbing.
When enjoying the lake this season, make sure to drop by Harbor Point Marina for all your gas, snacks, boating supplies, and beverage needs. Harbor Point also wants you to come see our remaining 2017 Crest pontoons, priced to move at all-season pricing. Harbor Point Crest sales have been tremendous, and they're ready to unload their remaining 2017 Crest Tritoons to make way for the 2018 order. Come see the best in pontoons at our 2017 season closeout prices. Act now because inventory is limited, and enjoy your new Crest pontoon this year. For all your own water needs and sacrifice pricing on Crest pontoons, get to the point. Harbor Point at Still Waters on Lake Martin.
Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance, you got to get to Gills. Selection and price. Got to get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills. Cars to fit your budget. Service that no one around can beat. Stop by today and test drive the vehicle of your dreams. Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance you. Gotta get to Gills. Selection and price. Gotta get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills.
Bills Electric is your local expert for LED lighting retrofits for commercial and industrial applications. Bills Electric can survey your facility and develop lighting retrofit solutions utilizing the latest in LED technology and controls. In many cases, energy savings alone can generate a payback of 2 years or less. Additionally, LED lighting has an expected lifespan of up to 100,000 hours. Call the Lamborns today at 256-234-4555.
At A&M Plumbing, you can count on us for dependable, quality service. Our staff is professional, neat, clean, and courteous. We're a fully licensed and insured plumbing company. Call on A&M Plumbing for any plumbing, sewer, or septic problems. We provide a comprehensive line of plumbing repair and installation services to keep your home's plumbing systems in top order. When you need plumbing service, call on the professionals at A&M Plumbing. Service at its best, when you need it most.
Summertime means savings time during the summer clearance event at Bice Motors. Save over $8,200 on a great selection of loaded new 2017 Chrysler 200 Limiteds. Was $25,705, now $17,500. Need a truck? Bice has new 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Express 4x2s for $299 a month.
Guaranteed lowest price, or we'll pay you the difference in price twice.
Don't miss the summer clearance event going on now. BiceChryslerDodge.com.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Dark Insurance, offering insurance for all your personal needs, including auto, boat, homeowners, and disability. Don't be in the dark. Call Dark Insurance at 256-234-5026.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill. And Sunshine Heating and Air, Brett Pritchard and Wes Coleman here with you this morning. Give us a call if you got a question or comment or want to report a score that we haven't talked about. Talk about your team, 256-234-6221. Some more scores around the state. Opelika defeated Carver last night, 17-3. Parks Crossing, 38. Stanhope Elmore, 14. City Lanier, another one of those Montgomery schools, 26-6 over Northview out of the Dothan area. Saraland gets beat by Daphne last night, 26-20. That was a Titan matchup down there in Baldwin County as Jack West, the quarterback for Saraland, the commitment to Stanford. They fall to Daphne, 26-20. Let me tell you, man, Kenny King is doing a really good job down there at Daphne as the head football coach, and really he's gotten Daphne turned back around down there. They're a good football team. Blount defeats Baldwin County 24-19, and that's always that whole region down there is always really, really tough. I'm going to go down through here and get into 5A. What has happened to Russellville High School? Russellville
That's
there,
a good
man,
question.
Forever just was always at the top of the heap in 5A. Lee High School beats them 45-0 last night. I heard the score come across the scoreboard show last night, and I thought, man, what has happened to that program? It's just it's shocking to hear that. Guntersville High School, man, they're good. 49-7 over Boaz. You know, Guntersville's been good for probably the last 10 or 12 years.
Yeah.
They've been on a pretty good run. They're just a solid program there. Some more scores throughout. Briarwood Christian, it's going to be hard to be dealt with in 5A this year. 35-14. They're back to playing really good football. Sylacauga defeats Lincoln last night, 45-24. Sylacauga putting up a lot of points. Central Clay back on the winning side of things. I'm not shocked by that. 28-3 winners there over Valley as they advance there. Demopolis over Central High. Tuscaloosa, 47-6. You want to talk about a program that's just gone away, Central High School, Tuscaloosa County. They're a shell of what they used to be. So,
yeah, I watched a little special on them not long ago.
Very good, wasn't it?
It was really good.
crazy how things have changed. Some more scores. Carroll High School beats Charles Henderson 10-3. Now let me just say this: every time I see Carroll on there, it just blows my mind because a few years ago, we played them when they were in our region, and I'm telling you, Wes, you remember, it was some of the worst football I've seen in a while. Man, they have turned it around the last couple of years. They had a really good year last year. They're beating, I think they may be undefeated this year. Yeah. They never in a million years would I have picked them a few years ago to beat Charles Henderson. They only giving up 3 points last night.
We went down there. They were, from a team standpoint, we went down there. I think we'd be up on them 40-something to 0 before halftime. Before halftime, and
it just
and now they're competing really well, and nobody's scoring on them. So you got to give a lot of credit to that coaching staff down there.
Number 1 team in 5A, St. Paul's 44-0 over Wilcox Central. Good luck, whoever lines up against St. Paul's in 5A. I mean, they just continue to be a machine. Dessler in 4A defeats Central High Florence 20-7. Down in 7A now, calling out some scores. Hamilton defeats Haleyville 28-21. Moving on through, Anniston defeats Asheville 26-6. Hoax Bluff defeats Cherokee County last night 27-21. A good football game. That tends to be a rival. Munford defeats Dadeville from our local area here. Dadeville High School struggling right now. They defeat Dadeville 50-15. Munford, man's been a team the last few years, really been able to put some points on the board and have some pretty good seasons. And they lost that stellar running back to Oxford. They transferred, but still obviously showing off that they can score some points there, Wes.
Yeah. Also, I believe their starting quarterback a few years ago was playing running back for who Auburn? Was it Auburn played this past Saturday?
Oh, you're talking about Georgia Southern.
Georgia Southern.
No, that's right.
Yeah, he played running back for them.
And
I remember seeing that kid on film a few times, and he was a very, very talented player. So
right.
I mean, Mumford's got some players.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Man, a good friend of ours, John Mask, I sent him a text. Maybe he can be on a little bit later on. They defeat Hanley last night, 21-13. Tallahassee off to, I think they're 3-0. I mean, they're off to a good start this season, and Hanley defending 4A state champs. Now, I know Tallahassee's a 5A. Well, actually, Tallahassee's 4A now.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a region game for them.
Wow, big win.
That's a huge. I don't guess I'd realize. Tallahassee 4A, Hanley 4A, 21-13. Leeds defeats Elmore County last night, 41-14. Childersburg defeats Hopeville, 52-21. The reason I bring that up, Hopeville. Jason Franklin was at Horseshoe Bend.
Right.
Now he's at Hopeville. Hopeville's been on the snide for a long time, but man, they played with Marbury really good last week. They won the first game against Verbena, and then I mean I know they gave up 52, but they put 21 on the board. I mean last year, I hate to say it, would have been probably 52-0. So Jason Franklin is gone down there, and I know he knows. Again, it's just like these coaches we're talking about with Tal and Jeremy Stanford over at Woodland.
Yeah.
You got to build these programs back up. You know, it's going to take a little while. Tom Causey's going through it right now at Pelham. Pelham was winning 2-3 games a year, and now he's gotten his program, got these kids to buy in. UMS Wright over Escambia County, no problem, 41-8. Thomasville winners over W.S. Neal, 36-19. Andalusia over Monroe County, 54-0. Those are some scores from the 4A bracket. We'll slide through here and we'll go ahead and close out high school football as I go through and just kind of scan. Montgomery Academy, 34-22 winners over Beulah. Opp High School, 26, Strong 0. Man, I mean that one kind of a shocker. Strong's pretty good usually year in and year out. T.R. Miller squeaks one out, 40-34 over Cottage Hill. I don't know if T.R. Miller's might be a little bit down this year.
Cottage Hill.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Cottage Hill Christian Academy, and
Okay.
I don't know exactly where they're located. Try to scan and see. I know Lynette last night, big winners over Horseshoe Bend, another team from our region, 50-6. Lynette, solid, really good last year, maybe even better this year. Lafayette, they lost the kid that's at Auburn now that we had on. I mean, just a phenomenal athlete. They win 24-8 over Vincent, but they're not the same team they were when they had him last year. Reeltown defeats Woodland 52-6 last night. Got back in the winning side of things after losing to Dadeville last week. Trying to look through here as we come down the stretch. And time about to run out in this segment. Leroy defeats Washington County 41-16 down in 2A football. And let's look through real quick. Wadley 62, Appalachian nothing. Wadley really good, but it's going to go through this school. Maplesville 50, Notasulga 18. They just keep doing it every year. Maplesville is a machine, folks, and they beat a lot of 4A and 5A teams. I mean, there's no doubt about it. They're just loaded. But we're going to take a break here. When we come back, hopefully Luke Robinson will join us to talk some college football, some Alabama football. It's going to wrap up the high school blitz segment of our program. Stay tuned. More of the Saturday Sports Countdown coming your way right after this.
Why buy your next car from Lynch Nissan of Auburn?
U.S. AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. AmeriBank difference. U.S. AmeriBank, banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life. Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tune with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
I'm Jimmy Goree with Goree's Furniture. We would like to invite you to come shop our huge selection of furniture. But if you don't have time, we have over 2,000 items you can have shipped directly to your home. Go to GoreesFurniture.com, look for 48-hour quick ship. Shop, click, ship, it's just that easy. You can shop us here, or you can shop us online, only at Goree's Furniture.
Your express way to saving.
In car ads, what is this? It discloses what you're not going to get that you thought you were. At Hyundai of Auburn today, buy a Santa Fe SUV. Get $4,250 bonus cash, period. Here's our disclosure.
Hyundai of Auburn's your straight talk dealer. $4,250 to spend however you'd like. Plus, most Hyundai of Auburn cars are built locally. Free major repairs for 10 years, supporting the local economy and thousands in bonus cash to spend. Compare HyundaiofAuburn.com.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Satterfield on Highway 280 in Alex City. Satterfield is the Lake Martin area's Big Green Egg and Accessories headquarters.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown. Brett Pritchard alongside Wes Coleman here with you this morning. We'll be on the air till 9 o'clock. taking your calls. This time, I want to go to the hotline and welcome in our good friend Luke Robinson. Luke, glad to have you on this Saturday morning out there. And before we dive into some college football, I'll let you talk about Alabama's win last week over Florida State. They've got another FSU today, but not the same FSU that you guys played last week. Talk about high school football last night, the scoreboard show. Another good show last night with you and JJ. I listened to it last night, heard some scores that were kind of shocking. Anything that stood out to you last night on the scoreboard show?
I think Vestavia is not just they just don't have it this year. The other thing that kind of shocked me, even though I do this show every week, is that Briarwood snuck up and got to be number one, and I guess it just didn't register with me last week how quickly they're moving up the chart. And then I would say the fact that next year the state of Alabama is going to have at least 3 quarterbacks that are superstars in Bo Nix, and I believe it's Talia Tagovailoa, and also Paul Tyson out of Hewitt-Trussville. And, you know, Brett, one of my favorite things to do every year is the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star Game, and, like, my mind has already wandered to 2018. Who in the world are the two that are going to make that roster? A lot of times they only take 2 quarterbacks for that Alabama roster, and given the way Tyson's playing, I got to watch him on TV. His game against Gaston City was on TV, and he looked great. I mean, he's just a good player. They're just a good team. I mean, he's got a lot of talent around him too. And then Bo Nix apparently had a good game, and Tagovailoa, he had 300 and some odd yards and 4 TDs at the half and didn't play anymore. So I'm just wondering who are the 2 that are going to make it and who's going to be left out.
Probably going to have to make a amendment to that and bring 3, because I don't know how you leave one of those guys out. But you're right, going to be phenomenal. They're already phenomenal quarterbacks, but next year you're looking at 3 guys that a minimum of 4 stars each, I think, and maybe 1 or 2 of them end up being a 5-star. Luke, a team that lost last night but really has caught my eye the last couple of weeks is Auburn High School. They played even Steven with the number 1 team in 7A last night over at Central Phoenix City. They lose 34-28, but Auburn had the football drive, and they defeat Opelika last week. Auburn High School's been down for the last few years, doesn't look and doesn't appear to be down anymore.
No, I don't think so at all. And I think it says a lot about them that they were that close after a huge rivalry game with Opelika. They get to come home and play Central Phoenix City, who is just uber talented. They've got the best player in the state, according to most services, Justin Ross, and they've got a great quarterback. I mean, a really elusive, shifty quarterback that's more of a run-first guy, but in high school that can really be dangerous. And they've got athletes all over the field, just like they always do. And Auburn plays that mentally draining game against Opelika where they get a big win. And they had the lead. They were up 21-14, I want to say, at the half. And Central Phoenix City is just so powerful. I mean, they come back and end up winning 34-28. And Auburn actually had the ball late, and they just couldn't convert. But I think it's just a positive sign for Auburn. If I were them, I wouldn't be too crestfallen necessarily by losing by 6 to this good Central Phoenix City team. And they've got a kid named Callie Chiswick. I mean, I know I've talked about him on several programs. I can't remember which one, so I'm going to tell the story again. That's Gene Chiswick's son, obviously, and his name is Callaway Chiswick, and they call him Callie Chiswick. But the reason that I'm told he was named Callaway is because when Gene was coaching at Stephen F. Austin, he had another player there named Callaway something, and that kid died from a brain aneurysm when he did a certain way in practice. And he and Gene were very, very tight, and Gene Chiswick named his son after that player. And I just felt like that was a pretty cool story. And Chiswick is just all over the field. He had 2 picks against Opelika. I heard he did really well last night. They've also got a junior defensive lineman on that Auburn team that's really good. He's a 4-star type kid. And look, I can pronounce Talia Tagovailoa, but it took me a few weeks to get it down. And this kid's name, I'm not going to even give it a shot.
Well, I tell you, the names get tougher and tougher, and I don't know how to pronounce Igbenjanahe or whatever at Auburn still. Yeah. I still don't think I've heard the correct pronunciation. Well, he actually caught a pass, Luke, Saturday, and And then Rick Smith is the PA announcer at Auburn. I know him really well. He's one of my teachers. And it's the longest silence I've ever heard after a play. And I'm like, I told my wife over there, I said, Rick don't know how to pronounce his name. I don't either. And somebody's up here saying, now, is it Igbenyana? I mean, and then like 10 seconds later, he comes up and he goes, complete to, and it was just like he ran through it and like, we got to get a grip on these names around here.
It is funny, and I swear I thought it was Igbenyani, but I'm not 100%.
That's the 10th version of that name I've heard now.
You know, when the snake was doing the color for the University of Alabama, he couldn't get Lee Rashid down. He had enough trouble with Jay Parker. I don't know that there was going to be any way he could get Tua Tagovailoa down.
Oh, he would have just had to get up and leave. I mean, there's no way. But yeah, us Alabama boys down here struggling with some of these newer names, no doubt about it. Hey, look, I think I struggle with Aroma Shadu and Obamanu.
Yeah.
Now we've got Igbenyanahe, or however you pronounced it. We need to maybe just figure out what the correct pronunciation is. We'll shift into college football now. Luke, Alabama, it was a typical Alabama win to me last Saturday. It was a slugfest early. Defense played really well, and it's a typical Alabama win where the offense didn't do a lot. Jalen Hurts, a big pass to Calvin Ridley for a touchdown early in that game, but really offensively didn't move the football all that well. I think Jalen Hurts ended up maybe with around 100 yards passing, but most of the points were set up by special teams and defense. And I mean, I wouldn't expect anything else. And Florida State couldn't move the football, struggled, and just weren't as physical of a team as Alabama would be, like I expected. And Alabama comes out pretty big winners.
Yeah, and look, I know a lot of fans are wringing their hands about the fact that Alabama didn't have the offensive explosion in proportion to the talent that they have. I mean, you look at the wide receivers, there's a lot of potential there. I wouldn't say a lot of experience, but a lot of potential. Same thing with the tight ends, certainly the running backs. But, you know, the other side of that is, okay, you want your team to keep passing when you got the lead and show what they can do. You know, how's that work out for Texas A&M? I think what Alabama has learned more than anything, and Nick Saban has probably known this forever, is Alabama's going to have the best defense on the field. That usually happens. I can't think of a time, maybe LSU 2011, where Alabama hasn't had the best defense on the field since 2008 in a game they were playing in. And so he's going to get if he gets the lead, he's going to protect that lead. He's not. I mean, yes, he's trying to extend it too, but he's not going to extend it at the cost of potentially giving up a pick six or a scoop and score or something that's crazy.
Hey, Luke, I'm gonna stop you right there. I want you to hang on. We got to get to the top of the hour break. We come back, I want to keep talking about this and some other things in college football. So just hang with us for a second. We're up against the break. Stay tuned. More of the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown coming your way right after this.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
At US AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, US AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the US AmeriBank difference. US AmeriBank. Banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control company for a generation, and now we're proud to announce our new name, EnviroCare. You can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs, and EnviroCare's exclusive Sentricon termite colony elimination system that provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. The EnviroCare Sentricon termite protection protects your home year-round. Call the professionals of EnviroCare throughout Central East Alabama. Call for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
A1 Four Seasons, a division of Jackson Refrigeration, is Central Alabama's Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer. With the summer months approaching, the temperatures are rising, and so will your power bill if you don't have one of the latest 410A heat pumps. With R22 Freon prices on the rise, now is the time to make the switch to a new, more efficient unit that will save you hundreds of dollars on your yearly power bill. Call A1 Four Seasons at 256-234-4457. What's behind the CA?
A world full of opportunities.
Where are you now? Where are you going?
Where do you want to be?
These are all important in determining your path in life.
More importantly, why be ordinary
when you can be extraordinary?
At Central Alabama Community College, you can be anything you wish to be.
Don't put your future on hold and don't settle for less than excellence.
We are Central Alabama Community College.
Central to you.
Central to your success.
And I know when I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah.
You can count on the caring team at Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation. Our services include physical, speech, and occupational therapy. Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation, 256-329-9061.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Alex City Marine, the Lake Martin area's premier new and used boat and motor dealership. Find out more at alexcitymarine.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Staying on the phone with us through this segment will be Luke Robinson. Luke, thanks for hanging on with us. We're talking about Alabama and Florida State. I'll let you continue on there as you're talking about Nick Saban choosing maybe not to keep slinging the ball around. Look, I think that's smart coaching because it was obvious that Florida State was not going to be able to put together any drives of any significance to win that game, and the last thing you want to do is give up a cheap score and let them get back in the football game. So, look, Alabama did it just like typical Alabama. They played great defense. They got some plays in the special teams that led to scores, and they just controlled the clock from there on out.
Yeah, and I probably got some bad news for people who want to see a ton of offensive production again today. It's not that Fresno State is so good defensively; they're not very good. But I think that Alabama is probably going to be feeling a little bit of a hangover today from that win. Alabama got beat up pretty good. Everybody's talking about FSU losing DeAndre Francois. Well, Alabama lost 2 starting linebackers, and yeah, they've got some talented guys behind them, but they were planning on redshirting a couple of those guys. So it's going to be something where Alabama's a bit of a walking wounded team right now. Josh Jacobs hadn't been 100%. He didn't even play against Florida State. So I think there's going to be a lot of trial and error today on the field, and that's fine. I think you're going to see Tua Tagovailoa get out there today for sure. And a lot of people are going to be excited to see that. So, but I wouldn't expect Alabama to just win 63-0 today or anything.
Well, Alabama's favored by 43.5. Do you think they'll cover that?
No. I would say if I were Chicago Bob Parlay, I would say that's my lock of the year.
Well, Chicago Bob Parlay's hats out here, visors on the table out here in memory of Chicago Bob right here. So it's funny that you mentioned that. It's right here as he left it the last time he was here, which has been a little while back. We'll shift over from that. I'll let you talk about Auburn Clemson a little bit, Wes, and I'll dive into that game after this. But I'd like to get your thoughts, obviously, on Auburn traveling to Clemson. tonight. It's a big marquee matchup. Auburn trying to etch their way back up there in the top echelon. Clemson's number 3 in the country, defending national champs. A lot riding on this game early in the season.
I'll tell you, I watched Clemson play against Kent State, and I thought they looked really good. I mean, Deshaun Watson's gone, and I'm not going to pretend that Kelly Bryant is the same kind of guy as Deshaun Watson, but he looked good. He's smooth. There was a reason he's the backup, and on into the night, but he looked really, really good. And they've got some players, and their defensive line. I don't know that defensive line is envious of any other defensive line in the country. So I would say, the safe part of me says this is going to be a game Clemson's going to win. But, of course, the thing with Auburn is I don't know who can legitimately ever pick an Auburn game, one way or the other, because Auburn is as Jekyll and Hyde as any program there is. I mean, look, I don't think anybody was surprised Alabama beat Florida State by 17. I don't think anybody would have been surprised if Florida State had won a really close game, because Alabama has lost some games to teams with quarterbacks like that. But with Auburn, I think you could predict any score you want to, and I could say, yeah, I can see that happening. I mean, there's not a scenario I can't envision when Auburn's playing a football game generally in a contest that features two pretty equally matched teams. And I feel like Clemson's going to win. They got so many advantages in this game in terms of being at home, in terms of, I think their defense is very strong. They've been in these pressure-packed games a lot. So and they've only lost, one game at home in the last 4 years? I mean, that's pretty ridiculous. And that game was against Pitt, where they had a lot of things go wrong. So on the surface, it feels like Clemson has all these advantages. But the other side of this is, Gus Malzahn has not played well or not coached well in these games of late. And there's still a part of me that is sort of nervous about whatever went down in 2013 that says, okay, they could, Auburn could turn it on with the flip of a switch, just like they turned it off with the flip of a switch seemingly ever since Texas A&M of 2014. So,
yeah, I think you're right, Luke. I think the thing that stands out to me is that Gus Malzahn is he 1-8, 1-9 against top 10 teams since 13, and in 2013 he was 3-2 against top 10 teams. So you got to start winning more than 1 out of every 9 if you're going to have a chance to put your program up there when you're playing top 10 teams. So that's why a lot of people kind of point to this game. The point spread's dropped from 6.5 down to 5 in a lot of cases. I thought that a good point was made that a lot of people feel like Auburn's got a chance to win because they were picked second in the West, and they feel like this may be a team that can do that. But Auburn's got to prove it on the field. The talk is cheap. Talk time is over for them, and it's time to put up or shut up. And the real football starts tonight for them.
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt about it. Then the other thing that's kind of funny nationally, it's as if all these national prognosticators don't listen to the other ones because they're all picking Auburn and saying, I'm going against the grain. I've seen more people pick Auburn than I have Clemson for this game.
It's got a weird feel. I don't know why, but maybe they're expecting Jarrett Stidham to have a coming out party. And, I think a lot of it has to do with Auburn's defense, which to me is getting overshadowed a lot. Clemson's got a great defense. They rightfully so should be getting a lot of the press, but Auburn secretly kind of under the radar is putting some unbelievable defensive numbers up. And, you can say what you want to. Clemson's got a new quarterback in there, and I think this will be one of the better defenses he plays all year. So I think it's going to come down to who can make some plays and who doesn't make mistakes. And we'll just have to wait and see. We're up against a break, Luke, but we appreciate you staying with us for 2 segments, and we'll catch up with you next week, okay?
All right, guys, have a good one.
Thanks, man.
Right, see you, Luke.
That's Luke Robinson there, and providing some good insight. We're going to go ahead and go to our next break, Wes. When we come back, we'll talk about Auburn, talk about these games around the country, especially Georgia, Notre Dame, South Carolina, Missouri, some pretty good football games on in the conference to kind of find out where some of these teams may be standing early in the season. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about those. Stay tuned. More of the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown brought to you by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air right after this.
So you want to build a home? Build the home you want with America's Home Place. Choose from over 150 floor plans, then personalize. Tile back splash with granite countertops? Done. A spacious bathroom you've always dreamed of? You got it. Choose every detail, floors, cabinets, even the paint color.
How about electric lime?
Can't decide? Relax. At America's Home Place, we take care of it all. It's your home. Own it. America's Home Place.
Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tune with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
Whether it's a dream house or corporate real estate, Concrete has the skill, expertise, and talent to exceed your expectations. Trust Concrete to build a foundation for your future. Our work ethic and dedication are always in keeping the competition on their toes. We specialize in residential and commercial development in the Coosa, Talladega, and Shelby County areas. Call us today for your next project, 256-245-4211, or check us out on the web at con-crete.com.
There is a strength inside you, unknown and imperfect, waiting. And when you think you have nothing left to give, when each obstacle in your path is more formidable than the last, that's when you'll find it. And with that strength, your greatness will have no limits.
Summertime means savings ton during the summer clearance event at Bice Motors. Save over $8,200 on a great selection of loaded new 2017 Chrysler 200 Limiteds. Was $25,705, now $17,500. Need a truck? Bice has new 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Express 4x2s for $299 a month.
Guaranteed lowest price, or we'll pay you the difference in price twice.
Don't miss the summer clearance event going on now. BiceChryslerDodge.com.
Hi, this is Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage in Auburn, Alabama. There are 1,000 different questions people ask me every day about mortgage loans. They ask about buying investment homes, primary homes, and even second homes at the lake or the beach. I only have a limited time to say, call me and let's talk about what you want and how I can help you get it. Again, win with Quinn and call me today at 256-675-6259 so I can help structure a mortgage that best fits you and your family's needs.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. About 45 minutes left in the show. You only got about 15 minutes left with me, Wes, and you're going to head out. I know you got some other things going on, and we'll have Randy Lee call in here, and he'll join me for the last couple segments. So I want to get your thoughts on this Auburn-Clemson matchup here. Man, I can't stress enough how big this game is. You know, we point to 4 games on the schedule in the preseason, and when we were leading up to the year, obviously Clemson, LSU, Georgia, and Alabama is the benchmark for Auburn's season. How will Auburn finish in those 4 games? Now, that means you got to take care of business in the other games, but Auburn will be favored in those games. These are the big 4. Here's the first one. Coming up out of the gate, the number 3 team in the country over there at their place. No Deshaun Watson, no Boulware anymore, but still a lot of talent on both sides of the football. Your thoughts last week on Auburn's offensive performance? I mean, Jarrett Stidham been 600-plus days since he played. I mean, got better, got in a rhythm in the second half. What do you expect today?
Well, I mean, you could tell he was a little rusty.
Yeah.
And that's to be expected. I mean, Coach Malzahn even said in his press conference, 600 days or something since he's
I have to go back and double check that because you never know with Gus.
Yeah,
Really, that'd been 300.
That's a good point.
So, I mean.
But, I mean, I'm hoping. I mean, I was at the game last Saturday. I'm hoping that we were a little bit vanilla. There's no doubt we're going to have to play better tonight to win the football game.
Oh, for sure.
I think you're going back to what y'all was talking about why a lot of people are picking Auburn. You and Luke are just talking why is so many people picking Auburn over Clemson. Well, I think it kind of goes back traditionally when a team wins a national championship and they lose as much as they did.
A la us in 2010.
And a lot of teams don't come back and just what they call reload. They kind of go through the phase.
They have to rebuild.
Yeah, they have to rebuild. So I think that's probably why some people are picking Auburn right now. I think it's just going to be the battle of the quarterbacks for me tonight. I think both defenses are probably going to play pretty good. I think it's going to be which quarterback can step up and make the plays. I've heard a lot of people talk about the Clemson quarterback if he can play within the system. If he doesn't try to go out there and do a lot of things on his own, if he can play within the system, I've heard some people say that Clemson's probably going to win the game. But that's kind of my take on it. I think it's going to be a really good ball game. Looking forward to it. Would have loved to have gone over there.
Yeah, I mean, you and I both, and I know my son was begging to go over there. It just, the way it breaks down is that Auburn's defense looked really good. This is a carryover from last year. I thought our defense really catapulted to another level that we hadn't been at in 10 years as a team defense. They kept playing that way against Georgia Southern. Now, I know it was Georgia Southern, but the 3 and outs, the ability to make plays behind the line of scrimmage, guys producing finally that we've been waiting on, like Jeff Holland and some of those guys to kind of rise up and make plays, and they did. So, again, I think Auburn's defense not getting a lot of publicity, not getting a lot of credit tonight, they could really vault themselves into the national scene with a big win. Clemson by shutting that offense down. This offense is built to be high-powered, a lot of athleticism over there for Clemson. But if Auburn can really control the line of scrimmage on defense and Jarrett Stidham comes out and has a decent night, Auburn could be vaulted up there in that talk of being in the top 5 in the country. I mean, Dabo Swinney, I'll never forget him screaming in 2011 out there hollering after – and look, in defense of him, Clemson was trying to establish some type of presence in college football again because we used to say, well, they Clemsoned on this program all the time.
True.
The Florida State game, they had them beat, and they found a way to lose that game at home.
Yeah.
2011, Auburn's defending national champs. They go over there, and Clemson's the first team to knock Auburn off that year. Mm-hmm. And here's the role reversed. Yep. Clemson's the national champion, defending national champion. Auburn has a chance to knock them off. If I were Gus Malzahn, I'd replay that 2011 post-game interview with Dabo Swinney and say, look, this is we kind of helped put them where they are today, guys, by them beating us. And they built off that win. And that's how big it was for Clemson. They rushed the field, remember. Oh, yeah. That's how big it was for them to beat our program. So it's time for a little payback. How do you feel now? You see what they've been able to do. They've been to 2 national championship games. They've won one of them. Well, so have we. They're 1 of 2 in the last 4 or 5 years. We're 1 of 2 in the last 4 or 5 years. So do you want to go ahead and do something about it? Here's your chance to vault yourself back in front of them tonight.
Yeah, and I'm going to go back to this. We've played Clemson several times over the last couple of years.
And up until the last few years, we've owned them.
We have, but going back, the winner of this game, going back the last 4 or 5 years, has really kind of set the tone. They've had a good season.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
So this is a big game for both teams.
Well, think about 2010. It took overtime to win.
Yeah.
And Auburn ends up going on the national championship. 11, Clemson gets back in the national picture by beating Auburn. The kickoff game, it was a back and forth. Actually, it was a pretty close game. But then the last 2 years that Auburn's played Clemson, last year, I mean, even though they had Deshaun Watson and we had some unbelievable bogus game plan, it was a 19-16 win. I mean, we didn't even give ourselves a chance in that game. But you know, the last time over there at Clemson, they handed it to us pretty good. So you know, it's a different day and age. If you want to be talked about as one of the best programs in the country, you better line up and do something about it. And you have that opportunity. You've got to perform well in the games that make your season. 4 games on everybody's schedule, everybody kind of uses as a barometer to see what kind of team you are. Are you an 8-4 team and you lose the 4 games that really determine whether you're a top echelon team or not? Or do you jump in there and go 10-2 and split? Or are you an elite team that goes 11-1 or 12-0?
Yeah.
I mean, that's where it breaks down. So we'll see tonight. Auburn, again, a 5.5-point underdog now. That's dropped from an opening 6.5 or 7-point spread by some agencies out there in Vegas. So we'll see how it all plays out tonight against Clemson. What I'm going to do is we'll take a break since we take the 24-minute break. Come back, you and I'll go through some teams and some games throughout the country, especially in the SEC with the Georgia-Notre Dame game, the South Carolina-Missouri game, and the Arkansas-TCU game. Not getting a lot of press right now. Arkansas opened up as a favorite, and now the money's flipped to TCU. TCU's a 2-point favorite in this game. I don't think a lot of people have a lot of confidence in Arkansas. And just Brett Bielema and what he's selling over there, and I don't see them ever. I mean, to me, they're stuck in a rut, and they just can't get over the hump for whatever reason. We'll go ahead and take a break. We'll come back. We'll break those games down. Stay tuned. More of the Saturday Sports Countdown coming your way right after this.
Looking for the area's best one-stop shop? Foshi's Watts is where to go. Foshi's Watts has non-ethanol gas for you boaters and you lawn care guys. Although cutting the grass is less fun than going to the lake, you can also get live bait and tackle, cold beverages, and they have fresh biscuits starting at 5 a.m. and the best candy prices in town. You can even fill your propane tank and get a bag of everybody's favorite pellet ice for only $1.50. Get it all at Foshi's Watts on Dadeville Road in Alex City, the area's best. Lakeside Marina and Watercraft Rentals have spring fever and are happy to announce that Bennington is back. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek is now Lake Martin's Bennington pontoon dealer with all models of Bennington pontoons that deliver speed, power, and stability with their elliptical sport packages and best-in-class styling and luxury. See the full line now for best selection as well as the all-new personal watercraft from Kawasaki. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek, #1 for a reason. Lakeside Marina is also your authorized Easy Go kart dealer for Lake Martin.
Hi.
We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free.
When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a Trusted Choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
Did your team just win the big game? Are you looking for a unique way to honor a valuable employee? Lila's Engraving has you covered, offering a large selection of custom trophies and plaques. Lila's also offers cast aluminum car tags, custom engraved wine glasses, clocks, and wood cutting boards. They even offer custom framing for any art or picture as well. Lila's combines the best quality items with the fastest service around. With over 27 years of experience in the Alexander City and Lake Martin areas, Lila's Engraving is your only choice for custom awards and engraved gifts. Always remember, winners choose Lila's.
What value would you gain working with Lee Marketing Group? With 4 divisions under one umbrella, Sign Source, Lee Apparel, R&B Media, and LMG Baker Advertising Agency, Lee Marketing Group offers a comprehensive approach. From logo design and branding to ad placement and everything in between, LMG can handle it all. For ease of time, cutting edge, results-driven marketing campaigns, think LMG. Lee Marketing Group, your comprehensive marketing solution.
Whether it's a walk-off home run, a game-winning touchdown, or a buzzer beater, make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup. Located in downtown Sylacauga and a short drive from Highway 280, Jay's has the food you're looking for. Whether it's wings, fingers, burgers, or salads, they have it all. Come bring your family for a great meal, come hang out with your friends for the big game, or call them at 256-207-0700 to place your order. Make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Peaches and Clean, caring for your floors and a whole lot more in East Central Alabama.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Saturday Sports Countdown. Last segment for Wes here before he has to head out. Wes, let's go down this list of games. Obviously, Fresno, Alabama. Luke talked about it, and there's not going to be much to see there. Alabama will take care of business. May have a hangover, but for the most part, it'll be business as usual for them. Pittsburgh, Penn State today. It's supposed to be a rivalry game. Penn State favored by 21. I think they'll take care of business as well. Let's talk about this Arkansas TCU game. Arkansas started off not as a big favorite, but a 1-point favorite. Now Texas TCU a 3-point favorite in this game. Arkansas hadn't fared well in these matchups. Your thoughts on Arkansas? I don't see them. I don't even really know where they fit in right now.
Well, I mean, you kind of said it last time. I think you used a good phrase, in a rut.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much better they're going to be. They're going to get, but I don't really see them falling down much. They're just going to kind of be right now. They're going to be middle of the pack team in the SEC. Now they do have a very good quarterback coming back. I really like him. Seems like a winner, good, but. You know, something always happens. I mean, they lost a running back, to the injury. Is it spring or fall season?
That's right. That's right.
You know, they lost. It just seems like there's always something that happens to Arkansas and Belima over there where they just can't get over the hump. It ought to be a good game. Where are they playing that game at?
Let's see. I think it's going to be. Do they playing it out in?
Is it neutral?
It's always a neutral. Usually in Dallas.
That's what I thought.
I don't. It doesn't say on here. Usually it says on here on Vegas Insider, and of course that's where I'm looking right now. Vegas Insider to get the point spreads. It does not say neutral site. I think it might be at Arkansas this year.
Yeah, it may be. It's a big game though, because I mean Arkansas they like to go over in Texas and do a lot of their recruiting right there. You know, a lot of good players.
It's at Arkansas. Yeah, Justin just confirmed it is at Arkansas. So they're not in Dallas this year. They will play it at Arkansas. So we'll kind of see how that one plays out. One to keep an eye on. Georgia at Notre Dame. No Jacob Eason, but I don't know that that's a bad thing. I mean, Fromm looked pretty good.
How many games did Notre Dame win last year?
3, I think.
I just don't see Notre Dame.
And Notre Dame's a 5-point favorite.
I'm sorry, I just don't see Notre Dame keeping up with them. I mean,
I don't either. I don't think
with
they
Georgia's,
have the athlete.
Georgia's defense, and they got the two-headed monster back there, running back. And, you know, the quarterback isn't going to have to come in there and make a lot of spectacular plays. They're going to tell them to manage the offense and feed the horses around them and play good defense. And I just don't see Notre Dame.
No, I don't either. I mean, that game is a 7:30 kickoff tonight. Hey, I want to go back real quick and get your thoughts. Cameron Petway tweaked an ankle?
Well, I almost brought that up.
We didn't talk about that.
Well, there's been rumors on the boards, on the Auburn boards this past week that he could have an ankle injury.
Well, he does.
Well,
it's listed here as Cameron Petway probable.
I got a text yesterday from somebody asking me if I've heard that he was out. And I said, no. I said, but there's been some rumors on the board saying that he has some type of injury. And
well, it says listed, and on Vegas Insider, obviously it's point spreads, and it's determining when there's anybody that's probable or out or anything, they're going to list it as a notation underneath.
Yeah.
If it's a neutral site, anything that could affect the flow of the game. And Cameron Petway probable here.
And I would say that would affect the game. I mean, with Kerryon Johnson
out
with a hamstring injury.
I just think Auburn's thin at running back, period, anyway. I just, look, I like Cameron Petway. he's a great running back for what he does. Kerryon Johnson, he's just not reliable. He gets hurt so much. Cam Martin, we hadn't seen a lot of. I mean, I think he's durable, but can he carry the ball 30 times a game? I don't think so. Devin Barrett, we don't know anything really about him. This is one of it's one of my least favorite backfields that Auburn's had in quite some time.
Well, I think Cam Martin is a very talented back, but Cam Martin, to me, is the tailback of a team that sets up the run by passing the ball.
I agree with that.
Auburn.
He's not your pound ahead.
No.
Auburn don't have a lot of them outside of Petway.
No, you're right.
It's small backfield.
You're right.
It's a small backfield.
Without Petway today, it's going to be tough on the Auburn Tigers.
If he's hurt, I mean, he's not going to be. I mean, if he's out there limping around, I mean, I tell you, you kind of make your own fate sometime. And right now, Cameron Petway, things may be happening to him. Yeah. Fate has a funny way of doing stuff, and right now, some of the players at Auburn quite aren't bought into what needs to happen. Him being suspended last week. Now, Kyle Davis will be back. Sean White may never be back. I really feel like Sean White's done. I don't see him coming back. Malik Willis was alluded to by Gus Malzahn. Of course, take that for what it's worth. Is a long-term option at quarterback. Is if there's a long-term solution, it would be Malik Willis. So be one of the things. Let's read here. Thanks, Justin. It says. Let's say some have said he's in a walking boot. Here's why I know. One very reliable source, he's good to go. Ankle's not injured.
That's Brendan Marcel.
So
2 hours ago.
Yeah, 2 hours ago, talking about Cameron Petway. Are we the CIA down there? I mean, there are some things that you can't get a firm answer out of anything. How do you go from a walking boot to nothing ever happened? Well, who started that? How did it ever come out?
Well, I can tell you.
Is it propaganda? Are we back in World War II?
I saw.
I mean, I'm just asking and pushing stuff out that you want the enemy to think. I mean, that's what it is on both sides. I mean, you're trying to fool the other side, whether you're playing a football game or whether you're at war with somebody. You're trying to make somebody believe it's something totally different. I don't know, man. It just blows my mind.
Yeah, you're right, but I think it all started with on the boards. Some Auburn student that's a member of the boards comes on there and supposedly says he saw Petway walking in a boot.
I'm gonna stop you right there. And I know you like getting on the boards. A lot of people do.
Yeah.
I don't like getting on the boards because of this crap. Everybody's
exactly
an expert out there.
Yeah.
Everybody had an insider. Look, and I talked to somebody this past week. Now, we do have some pretty good sources that tell us some stuff, and we knew about these suspensions 3 weeks ago.
Right.
Okay? And we didn't let it out. We didn't say anything about it. But I told a few people in passing, I said, man, probably Petway and Kyle Davis not going to play. Wood, I ain't heard nothing that's ain't on the boards. I said, it's not going to be on the boards. Yeah. It's been held in tight-lipped meeting, and nobody really is privy to that information. Well, it's not on the boards. I don't believe it. I said, well, that's fine.
That's
come game time, who was suspended? Last week.
Oh, yeah.
I just sent a few little texts out, and I said, keep reading your boards or keep listening to people that have some insight. I mean, just is what it is. Everybody's an expert on these boards. I mean, that's the thing. Now, there is some good information that comes out. I get it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, then you generate this, all of a sudden, Cameron Petway's in a walking boot. I mean, what?
I'm with you. Now,
I just don't get it.
I love, I'll get on there and scan the boards, but usually I only click and read on Mark and Jason's, on their website. It's usually just the moderators that I'm get on there and reading, but,
Boy, it's just like a wildfire. It just
Yep.
spreads like. Oklahoma, Ohio State, real quick before you got to go.
Where's the game at?
It's at Ohio State. Oklahoma got handed to them pretty good last year, but Baker Mayfield back. I think he's a better quarterback between he and J.T. Barrett.
Well, everyone saw him play.
Ohio State's 7-point favorite.
In the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
very,
unfortunately,
very,
we did.
very, very talented.
Did we touch him? I don't think we ever touched him.
played really good. You know, Ohio State didn't look as strong as everyone thought the first game.
They looked bad in the first half.
I know a lot of those Ohio State fans are probably hoping that they were already looking at the Oklahoma game.
Yeah, I think so. We'll see. JT Barrett didn't look real good in that game, in my opinion. Has he been there 10 years?
Yeah.
I'm serious. There's been 2 or 3 quarterbacks come in through there, and he's still been there. Now he's back to the starter. I mean, he went to the bench.
He's kind of like, you know, he's a good quarterback. To me, he's kind of like what Nick Marshall was to Auburn.
Quarterback.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
So, anyway, be interesting to see. Look, Wes, I know you got to get out of here. We appreciate you coming in and being on the show today. We'll definitely be doing this again.
Yeah.
It'll be fun times. But I'll take a break here. Randy will be on the show with me for the remainder by phone, and we'll continue these discussions. Stay tuned. More of the Saturday Sports Countdown coming your way right after this.
Is our #1 concern. Advanced Heat and Air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's train dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our #1 concern. Call 234-5052, and we're there for you.
Hi, this is Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage in Auburn, Alabama. There are 1,000 different questions people ask me every day about mortgage loans. They ask about buying investment homes, primary homes, and even second homes at the lake or the beach. I only have a limited time to say, call me and let's talk about what you want and how I can help you get it. Again, win with Quinn and call me today at 256-675-6259 so I can help structure a mortgage that best fits you and your family's needs.
Game day. Last season you were watching football at the mercy of that loathed cable company and your weird roommate with the ornery chinchilla. But today you're going to watch wherever the Wild you want. You go here, Wild Wind Cafe. They've got all the games on more screens than you can count. And cute roommates. This is just the Wild you need. So go wild, superfan. We can't help you choking QB, but we do have cold beer.
So you want to build a home? Build the home you want with America's Home Place. Choose from over 150 floor plans, then personalize. Tile backsplash with granite countertops? Done. A spacious bathroom you've always dreamed of? You got it. Choose every detail, floors, cabinets, even the paint color.
How about electric lime?
Can't decide? Relax. At America's Home Place, we take care of it all. It's your home. Own it. America's Home Place.
Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance, you got to get to Gills. Selection and price, got to get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills. Cars that fit your budget. Service that no one around can beat. Stop by today and test drive the vehicle of your dreams. Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance you, gotta get to Gills. Selection and price, gotta get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills.
What do you see when you think about your future?
Do you see determination that keeps you going, that helps you make a difference in your world?
Do you see challenges that make you stronger?
Southern Union State Community College realizes that your opportunities for greatness are unlimited. Your journey has just begun.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Hyundai of Auburn. You owe it to yourself. Call Hyundai of Auburn today at 334-321-0777 and visit them online at HyundaiofAuburn.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown. presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. At this time, I want to welcome in my good buddy Randy Lee by phone for the last couple of segments. Randy, thanks for getting up this morning and being on the program with me.
Well, glad to be here with you. And as I called in, I talked to our buddy Justin Clayton, who's back there producing.
That's right.
His second program here in the last.
Yeah, I think he stayed up here
hours.
last night.
I guess he just slept up there in the control room last night after the Radio Network scoreboard show. But it was a great night of high school football, wasn't it, Brett?
It was. I want to start there, and since you and I were on the broadcast of Ben Russell last night, let's talk about the Wildcats. This team, we didn't really go into a lot of detail about the game last night, but I did give a lot of props to Pelham early in the show about how good of a team they are and what they've really become the last couple of years from Tom Causey. They got better as the year went on last year. That was a good football team you and I watched last night in Pelham. I know they turned the football over, kind of hurt themselves, but defensively and offensively really sound. They made adjustments in the game on both sides of the football. I thought offensively, Matthew Rye, the junior quarterback's a big kid. He really read that and ran that mesh option about as good as I've seen. So a big win for the Wildcats last night, 35-28. They improved to 2-0.
Yeah, two big wins against two good teams. I thought the win over Central Clay County could have gone either way last week, and the same last night against Pelham. I think when you look up at the end of the season, both of those teams are going to have great records. One thing that I noticed with Pelham, not knowing it's hard to keep up with everybody throughout the state, but as we went up there last year, I looked down, I said, Tom Causey, I recognized that name. And, oh, yeah, it was Demopolis' coach when they won a state championship a few years back. He is putting together a strong program. You can tell with the underclassmen that they got, they're going to be successful moving forward. But I was proud of our Wildcats. I thought our players of the game were very deserving last night. Zay Stows has really turned it up a notch. He's only a sophomore, but he had a 70-yard touchdown reception. He was one of our players of the game. He also had the interception to close things out at the end of the football game. So either of those could have been your play of the game. Landon Cotney was on the offensive side of the ball. I thought he had a tremendous night last night, throwing it around 8 of 11 for about 150 yards and that touchdown to Zay. Landon can do a lot of good things, and as the season moves on, we give him more opportunities to throw the football. I think we'll have a great chance of being able to do that. And on the defensive side of the ball, Benjamin Hendricks, I don't know how many tackles he had, but it's a bunch of them. I'd guess he's got somewhere near 25 to 30 tackles in the first 2 weeks of the season. He's all over the field making tackles on special teams also. He had about a 60-yard interception return from the linebacker position last night. Those three really stood out, and to me, the offensive line playing extremely well here in the early part of the season, and we kind of expected that, to be honest, Brett. They're a senior-laden group, and anytime you've been around high school football and you've been around groups that have played a lot of snaps together, they just always seem to start meshing as you move on throughout the season.
Yeah, I think you're right. And, I want to go back and kind of build off what you said just a minute ago. The early part of this season, 2-0, but two games that the Wildcats had to make plays to win. It's not like we were superior to the opponents that we were playing and we got two easy wins. These were two hard-fought wins against two very good teams, like you said. That you'll see at the end of the year, the proof will be in the records, I think, for both of these teams. But the adversity for a team that nobody really knew what their identity would be coming into the season. We knew we had some talented players, but a lot of young guys seeing their first real action this year. But Coach Horn told me in the locker room last week that this is a team that gets punched in the mouth this year. He expects them to punch back, and we've seen that already twice this year early, and I think that's a wonderful testament to where this team is character-wise and what they're going to build off of, getting stronger, that they've already answered the bell twice in 2 weeks. They're 2-0. They've got another tough opponent in Chelsea coming in. We actually go on the road for the first time this coming up Friday to Chelsea. So this team's battle-tested already, and they already know what it takes to find ways to come from behind and win football games.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of the season, and Brett, to be honest, I'm looking forward to the rest of the season in the high school ranks. You and I enjoy going and calling for the HSA Radio Network, calling state championship games. This is our 10th or 11th year doing that, and we don't sit back and take that for granted. It's something that it's a luxury to us to be able to do that, to be honest. And in this state this year, Brett, 7A classification, what the city of Montgomery's doing, I don't know if y'all talked about that.
We did. We actually did talk about them. They just did phenomenal play out of those schools down there.
Yeah, and they have really turned the corner. High athleticism. Sidney Lanier off to a 3-0 mark. You wondered if Sidney Lanier would move over from what they did in 7-on-7 camps where they went out and won just about all of them, Brett. Can that go over to the football field? And so far this season it has, and I think that's a big storyline. Thompson High School, you'll vouch for me on this. I've been saying watch out for Mark Freeman. Just watch out. He's going to build something at Thompson High School. They got the enrollment. I think they're the 7th largest school in the state of Alabama. They win, and they win big in other sports here in the state. And he's got a quarterback transfer in to a T. His brother at Alabama is there at Thompson. He had over 300 yards passing in the first half last night against Tuscaloosa County. They're a watch-out, Brett. I don't know who I point to, and I say is much better than everyone else. And that, to me, it makes high school football fun. When you go out on Friday nights and you have a Hoover who, I think Hoover is to be commended for what they've done for high school football here in the state of Alabama. You either had to upgrade what you were doing or just keep getting whooped. And so far it feels like everybody's starting to upgrade and moving closer, and that's not a knock on Hoover because they're still special also.
No, you're right, and they win by 10, 31-21 over a very good Mountain Brook team that Luke really profiled that game last week on the show and really built it up, said look for that game coming up. And, you know, like I told Wes in the first segment of the show, until somebody can regularly beat them and knock Hoover off, I'm not going to buy anybody else until they show that. There's a lot of teams that have been close. Some have been able to get over the hump every now and then, but consistently Hoover's still up there. Randy, we'll take a break here. We'll head into the last segment of the show. We'll talk about some of those teams, and we'll get your thoughts on Auburn and Clemson when we come back. Stay tuned. More of the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR's and Sunshine Heating and Air right after this.
Why buy your next car from Lynch Nissan of Auburn?
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
When you're born, you're really young. You're like 0 years old. My grandma tells me to quit growing up so fast. But what can I do about it? My mom keeps throwing me birthday parties.
Russell Medical, comprehensive care in your corner of the world.
Show Enough Barbecue. Since 1990, we've been serving you the finest barbecue in Alexander City. Gerald believes in cooking fresh meat daily, and the secret to that is, I'm not going to tell you. Show Enough is just not about barbecue, but also known for fresh vegetables and homemade pies. That's where I come in. I'm Linda Sanford, better known as the Pie Lady. We also do catering. For more information, give us a call at 234-7675.
Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. At Walls, you'll find a dedicated staff offering top quality service from routine maintenance to a full engine overhaul and everything in between. Brian Walls and the folks at Walls Tire are local folks that you know, and they provide the best service always at a fair price. Find out what the rest of the Lake Martin area already knows. Walls Tire is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. Just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City. This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Russell Do-It Center, offering a complete assortment of lumber, building materials, electrical, and plumbing supplies. Russell Do-It Center stores deliver first-class service, top-rate products, and competitive do-it-best pricing.
Welcome back. Final segment of the Saturday Sports Countdown. I want to thank everybody for tuning us in up in the Anniston area and on Thunder 92, obviously in the Lake Martin area, 97.5. Randy Lee on the phone with me to close out the show. Randy, we talked about high school football, some great games. We'll shift over here in this last few minutes and get your take on some college football. Quickly, some games I'll hit on. The Georgia-Notre Dame game I won't spend too much time on, but Georgia is an underdog in this game. We can't really figure out why. I think Georgia's going to win. Your thoughts?
Like I told Andy Graham yesterday, I'd be lying if I acted like I'd looked into this thing. If I was a Georgia fan, I don't think I'd be fussing that Jacob Eason's out. You hope the young man's okay, but when I watch him play, he's just a poor man's Matthew Stafford. Unless he changes his tune, I would welcome the idea of a new quarterback in there.
I agree. One more conference game, and then we'll move on. Missouri, South Carolina, man, the reason we talk about that is Missouri's quarterback, dude. I'm telling you, man, he can sling it around. They don't play defense at all, but South Carolina, it may be a scoring battle again today. Do you think South Carolina pulls this one out?
Well, if you're talking about Missouri's quarterback, I'll talk about South Carolina's. I think he can spin it as good as anyone. Still should just be an incoming freshman out of Opelika High School, but he's in his second year starting, and Jake Bentley's really taken the media by storm. When you watch him throw it, when you watch him sit out there, you just feel like you can, a little Phillip Rivers-esque. If you need to throw the ball 40, 45, 50 times a game, he's the guy that can do it. So I'm impressed with what Jake Bentley and South Carolina's got. I would go with them big here.
Okay, and finally we'll end on Auburn. We've got about 2.5, 3 minutes. Auburn tonight, Clemson, benchmark game. Gus Malzahn, I think, is 1-8, 1-9 in his last 9 or 10 against top 10 opponents since 2013. That's got to change if Auburn it wants to vault themselves back up into the top echelon of college football.
Well, we've been talking about it, and by the way, Auburn Blitz, find us on our Sports Blitz outlets from 12 to 1 each and every weekday. Andy Graham hosts that with Brett and myself. But the one thing Tommy Tuberville endeared himself to with Auburn fans is many times he would just find a way to win. He'd find a way to win big football games. And so far during the Gus Malzahn era, if there's one big knock that we have, it's these big football games. And not only are we getting beaten, many of them, but we're getting run out of the stadium a lot of times. I don't feel that way about this team. Maybe it's early in the season, and I'm super optimistic because I am usually the pessimistic one of the group. But I feel like the top end of this team, the way the defense is playing, with Jarrett Stidham back there at quarterback, with hopefully a running back core that we can find a way to get on the field at the same time, I feel good about it. I still will keep saying this, and I said it all week on Auburn Blitz. Defensive line play is going to be the key for Auburn tonight. New quarterback back there, very talented, but can we put pressure on him? Can we get in his face a lot? Can we keep him in the pocket and not allow him to beat us with his legs? We did that to Deshaun Watson last year, and he went to the fade game, Brett. But Mike Williams is not there this year. He had 170-some yards receptions against Auburn last year. I don't know if they got a guy that can match up the way Mike Williams did with our secondary. So defensive line play is a big key here at Auburn tonight.
I agree with you. 14 tackles for loss against us last year to 3 for us against Clemson. That's got to turn around if we're expected to win this football game. Randy, we're out of time, man. Great stuff. Appreciate you coming in on the last 2 segments to join me. We're looking forward to a 6 o'clock kickoff tonight with Clemson, my man. Thank you so much, buddy.
Looking forward to it.
All right, thank you, buddy. That's Randy Lee joining me here, and that's going to do it for Saturday Sports Countdown. I want to thank Justin Clayton, our producer back there, doing a phenomenal job as always. I want to thank Wes Coleman for coming in and being on the show with me for the majority of the morning. But it's college football Saturday, folks. Nothing else really more to say about that. We've enjoyed it. We hope you have. See you next week.
In car ads, what is this? It discloses what you're not going to get that you thought you were. At Hyundai of Auburn today, buy a Santa Fe SUV. Get $4,250 bonus cash, period. Here's our disclosure.
Hyundai of Auburn's your straight talk dealer. $4,250 to spend however you'd like. Plus, most Hyundai of Auburn cars are built locally. Free major repairs for 10 years, supporting the local economy and thousands in bonus cash to spend. Compare HyundaiofAuburn.com.
Lake Area Realty is Lake Martin's Century 21 real estate company that proudly serves all the Lake Martin area. Rhonda Gaskin and her staff of caring professional realtors offers full sales for buyers and sellers in the area and can even help you with finding rentals or managing your current property. Whether it's your dream lake home, waterfront property, area family home in town, or just a starter home, Lake Area Realty can handle it all and advise you on all your needs. Buying and selling real estate is important to the professionals at Century 21. Lake Area Realty are your friends in real estate. Call or visit lakearearealty.net.
Your comfort is our #1 concern. Advanced Heat and Air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's train dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our #1 concern. Call 234-5052, and we're there for you. Homeowners all over Alabama have discovered that when you need your flooring clean, whether it's carpet, upholstery, or any manner of hard surfaces, there's no clean like Peaches and Clean. Serving Auburn, the Chattahoochee Valley, Montgomery, Birmingham, and the Lake Martin area. Call 866-837-6937, 866-837-6937, or visit peachesandclean.com. Caring for your floor and a whole lot more.
There's no clean like Peaches and Clean.
The Car Stereo Shop in Auburn is more than your car audio and video headquarters. Everything you ever wanted for your boat, including speakers, amps, and subs from brands like Sony, Kenwood, Memphis, Kicker, Polk Audio, power speakers from Kicker, Skyline, and Wet Sound, underwater lighting from Ocean LEDs and Shadowcaster, and for your ATVs, side-by-sides, and motorcycles, the best in power sports products and lighting. How about a custom tailgating package or a custom-built mobile office? Where your imagination becomes reality, the Car Stereo Shop in Auburn.